What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So guys, channel membership is now live. Link is in the description and the first comment. Do check it out. That would really help support the channel. So let's start this video with an update of Andrew Jacked. So the man this time is following a new training style for this off-season, which by the way is something we do not know how long it's gonna last. Whether he's just gonna focus on the Olympia this year, or will he do a show like the Texas Pro again? So no drop sets this time, or those supersets. It is just balls to the walls heavy training, and it has been just a few weeks since he won this past FIBA Germany. So the man is very careful about pushing very heavy weights right now. And the condition, I'm gonna say, still looks pretty damn awesome here. Now Andrew did not categorically say that all he wants to do this year is the Olympia now, which probably he should do. There is no point of interrupting an off-season one more time in the middle of the year to do another show like Texas Pro or maybe some other show. And yes, I know he will become the 4 times Texas Pro champion. But the fact is, the world of bodybuilding, they rate him very high. They rate him as a Mr. Olympia caliber athlete. And to make that vision come true, he needs more time in the off-season. He needs more hamstrings, especially in those side shots and in those back shots as well. And he has to find that right formula of coming in big and full as a house, but at the same time, bring that level of conditioning that we saw from him at this past Arnold, Ohio, where he was in the best condition of his life, but he was kind of small. So just focusing on the Olympia, that gives him the time and a good few months to put on some solid size and some more muscle in all the right areas. So the fact that Andrew was in a superb condition at this past Arnold, Ohio, and the judges did not find it even close between him and Samson Dauda, and that too at the prejudging as well as at the finals. That right there is a proof that he needs more thickness, that everyone including the judges, they wanna see more thickness from him. And do not forget that even in those side shots at this past Arnold, Ohio, he looked so much improved compared to the Olympia last year. Now he dodged a bullet at the FIBA Germany this year, probably the hardest Andrew had to fight to win a bodybuilding show in which there was no top Olympian, because Sazan Hirati, he pushed him to his absolute limits. Now all Andrew needs to do is just to focus on the Olympia and have a proper off-season, because we want to see him fighting for that Miss Olympia title as soon as this year. Next up, we have an update from Collosus Ken, aka Kennedy, just under 2 weeks out of his pro debut, which is happening at the New York Pro. Digging deep and bringing out the detail, because if there is one thing that the judges 100% expect from the guys making their pro debuts, it's coming in shredded, because 9 times out of 10, the rookies just do not have the size or the thickness to compete against these veterans of the game, especially if we are looking at all of these big shows, like for instance the New York Pro. Now Ken, on the other hand, he's a very unique individual in terms of the size and the thickness that he carries. But we have yet to see him standing next to some of these pros, and we do not know how he's gonna compare. So this will be a very good preview on where he currently stands among the pro ranks. Now let's just hope that his back looks as good as his front, as that is another big commonality among these new pros. Majority of them, they do not have enough thickness or enough muscle on the back, or the back looks very shallow compared to the front. Now this will probably be the hardest week for all the guys, including Ken, before this upcoming show. And this is gonna be the slowest week as well. So I for one cannot wait to see him and his physique after they introduce some carbs in his system to bring his physique back to life, as I think he's gonna look much more bigger and he's gonna get a lot of his wow factor back. Now the fact is, we keep on going back to that 9 to 10 weeks outlook from Ken. That size was simply unbelievable, so goddamn massive, and that too at the start of his pro career. And to watch him go from his 2023 pro card winning physique to looking like this 10 weeks out, that was simply insane. So he was able to add a lot of muscle on that frame in just 14 months. So with Regan most likely pulling out of the New York Pro, there is an opportunity for some of these guys to move up one spot and potentially be in the first call out. Now Ken in that top 5 at his Olympia debut, that all depends on whether Derek, Martin and Nick, they decide to skip this year's New York Pro or not. But I for one am very excited to see Ken on a pro bodybuilding stage. Next up is the physique update from Chicago Pro 2023 champion, Shire. Just under 13 weeks out of this year's Tampa Pro, and the man is slowly getting his lines back. So there will be lots of pressure on Justin to show up considerably better, and a lot bigger this time, compared to what we saw at the Olympia back in 2023, especially in terms of the overall size, and more specifically, a better back, because the man hasn't competed for almost 18 months. Now things did not go as per his plan at his Olympia debut, because he just did not place where he wanted to. Now he did set up kind of unrealistic expectations for his Olympia debut. There was just no way he would have cracked top 10 with the way his back looked. And not just that, his conditioning also needed to improve. It just wasn't a top level conditioning, the kind of shreds that we see from guys in the top 10. He also lacked the thickness from the side. His front shorts, the front relaxed, the front double biceps, and the front lat spread. That is extraordinary. And just watch him transition from an out of shape off-season physique to absolute perfection in these upcoming weeks. And that is strictly speaking about some of his most powerful shots. Now Tampa Pro this year I believe is gonna have a very competitive lineup. There are rumors that John Jewett and Quinton, they're competing in that show. So Justin has to bring his A game. Now Matt Jensen, his former coach, he did a wonderful job with Justin, even with that back being his weakest body part. The kind of gains and the improvements that Justin was able to make in just a matter of a couple of years, that was simply incredible. And Justin has set a very high standard for himself by winning his pro debut. Now we will see how this season goes for him. Aside from the battle between Terence Ruffin and Josema Beast at this upcoming Pittsburgh Pro for Classic Physique title, there is another Classic Physique Pro that we are eagerly waiting to see at this upcoming show, and that is the Classic Physique debut of Carlos De Olivera. So this guy has been ready to step on the stage for weeks and weeks now. Now there is no doubt that Carlos has some of the best looking chest, the delts and the arms, and also the abs in the game, because coming from the men's physique background where he was a top competitor, that has allowed him to keep a very small waistline and such a deep looking set of abs. So the fact is he doesn't have any weaknesses from the front and from the side as well. Now I will go as far as saying this, that his hamstrings are better than even Terence Ruffin in those side shots. So all that's left to see at this point is whether he looks classic on the stage, standing next to some of these top guys in classic. Because if we talk about those individual body parts, the man has it all. Now I personally think his back is gonna be that one area where he will lack the density which guys like Terence or Josema Beast have. Because those two guys, they have some of the best backs in the entire Classic Physique division right now. So really looking forward to his pro debut. So will this be the birth of another great Classic Physique competitor from Brazil? Is that another story in making? Next up we have an update from Jordan Hutcherson, who has finally started this prep for this upcoming season. And he's most probably gonna do some shows in August, like Tampa Pro and Texas Pro. So the Texas Pro is that same show where Jordan got his career's highest placing, second place behind Andrew Jacked, and that was last year. Now the man also looked superb at Tampa Pro last year, and this time he's coming back with some major improvements in terms of the overall mass and the muscularity. And the story that he posted yesterday, that is a proof that for most men's open guys, the peak of season, that is probably the hardest point of the year, because not everybody out there is built like Samson Dauda, who can weigh 320 pounds and make it look easy. Most of these guys, they have to push the envelope in terms of everything, the food, the PEDs, the gear, and with all that muscle mass, there comes the struggle of being functional. Even simply breathing, that becomes a struggle at that kind of body weight. But this is what he needed in order to excel in the men's open. And that is why this will always be the most difficult division, no matter what anyone says. So the one thing that really stood out regarding Jordan and the 3 shows that he did last year was that he was able to peak very well for all 3 of them. In fact, he got better for his last show, which was Texas Pro. So the major area where he needed to improve the most, based on his physique from last year, that was his back. He has good quads, small waist. He just needed more overall mass and the size and the thickness, especially in those arms and the delts from the front. So let's see where he lands in placing this year. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.